Hello there, this is Battleborn again. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the scapegoat role in a narcissistic family. I've made some videos previously on this topic as well, but in this video, I'm going to just talk about what the role serves and what it is about in a narcissistic family, why the scapegoat role is present at all, and why it is so needed for the scapegoat to understand this, and also why the narcissist needs a scapegoat in their life. As we know, narcissists are not people that is able to own their own mistakes, own their own failures, own any shortcomings in their life, basically. And so they need people, external people, to put all kinds of blame, shame, perceived mistakes and failures onto. And this is where the scapegoat comes in to the picture. And it's basically the only reason why the scapegoat gets to be around in the family. It is to serve as a trash can, as a dumping ground for all of the narcissist's shortcomings. And in a family, there is a lot of shortcomings, not only from only the narcissist, but what will eventually start to happen is that it is not only the narcissist that is going to see the scapegoat as a dumping ground, as a trash can to put their shit into, so to speak. Other family members is going to do the same, because the narcissist is going to encourage different family members in the family to do the same as they do. And they see that the scapegoat is available. They see this person that usually is quite strong in many aspects, but is mistreated. And like I've said before, narcissists are weak people. They're weak-minded people. Strong individuals or strong people, they do not act this way. They do not act as narcissists do. So that is very important to remember. Even though narcissists want to come across as very strong, sometimes brutish, over the top people, and this is all a facade that is to cover up for a very fragile, almost no sense of self. And that is also why they cannot own any mistakes that they do. And narcissists are on the lookout all the time for mistakes and for failures within you as a scapegoat, but also within themselves and other people. And as soon as they detect any kind of failure, like I said, even within themselves, this has to be put onto somebody else. This has to be given to somebody else. So they throw this perceived failure that they're able to locate within themselves onto the scapegoat right away. So if the narcissist feels like, well, today was a bad day for them, or they feel like they haven't been able to succeed in whatever they were going to do, they're going to tell that it is the scapegoat's fault. It's because you were born. It's because you are there. It's because you didn't do enough, or whatever it is. It's always going to be this game. So the narcissist then makes the scapegoat out to be the devil of the family. They make the scapegoat out to be the devil of the family. And that is so important for the scapegoat to understand, and also to kind of like embrace in a different way. Because it's never going to stop this behavior. So if you are in a situation where you are dealing with this right now, or you have dealt with it, just embrace it. That is my advice, because all the things they have put on you is their own mistakes, their own faults, their own shortcomings. Like I said, strong, healthy people, they don't need to do this. They don't need to put shit onto other people, because normal, healthy individuals, they own their own mistakes. That's the hallmark of any healthy person out there. Toxic people usually have this in common, that they are looking for somebody else to blame for whatever goes wrong in their life. And sometimes other people are to blame. So I'm not saying that when you hear somebody blame other people, that doesn't mean that they are toxic, not at all. But what you will see or find with narcissists is that this is going on all the time, like for everything. It is down to the smallest things in their life, because they can, and depending on how severe the narcissism is within this person, you will find that it's basically all kinds of stuff. Just like if it is, if your home is dirty one day, or you just, they find mistakes and flaws with everything, and they are gonna blame the scapegoat person or other people as well. But the scapegoat person is very attractive to them to blame and to kind of like destroy, because the narcissists see a lot of things that they do not have within the scapegoat. Also, a very important thing to remember, that the narcissist is actually envious of the scapegoat. And this starts early on. It starts from childhood. And they see that this kid usually is gifted in some kinds of ways, not always the same kinds of ways. Scapegoats are different people, different individuals, so they're not the same kind of people. But usually they are gifted in some kind of way. Usually they are empathic. Usually they are, they have a strong sense of self and a will. And this is all things that narcissists are envious of, and they want to hack at it and destroy it bit by bit. So the role of the devil, the family devil, I guess many people can trace this back in their history. They can find that this is not, you're not, probably not the only one that this has happened to, because usually this is a pattern within families, that this is being done to one person at least in each generation. And again, it's like a virus that is just transmitted from generation to generation to generation, and it's never solved because the narcissists are never addressed. They usually, people have not gone no contact with them. People have not been able to understand what has been going on. Many scapegoats end up on the bad side of life with very little to next to no education, all kinds of difficulties that they will encounter because not only of the energy that they have to put in to survive, but also all the perceptions that have been put into their head about themselves. Like if you're told every day that you're good for nothing, that is going to be also in some ways how you perceive yourself, because it's going to creep into your mind and it's going to start to mess with you and play with you, how you see yourself. And this is also why it's so important not to let other people's opinions about you become your own. It doesn't matter what people think about you, really, long as you are true to yourself and that you are able to see what kind of ways you are working in your own life and be honest about that. It doesn't matter if people think you are a blue cheesecake, The only thing that matters is that you know that you are not. And narcissists will tell you all kinds of stuff that you are perceivably to them, that you are a mistake, a failure, that you never should have been born, that the family is better without you, all these things. And the irony of that is that the family could not deal with anything without the scapegoat. So the scapegoat is crucial to a narcissistic family, even though the narcissist and the enablers will tell you that the family would actually be better if you left, that if you went away, everything would solve itself. That is complete inversion of reality, because the narcissistic family is alive, so to speak, just because of the scapegoat. Because if the scapegoat were not around, the narcissistic family would have nobody to blame for everything that goes on. Nobody addresses anybody in these kinds of family. Nobody brings up the stuff from under the rug. Everything is just put in closets. Nobody talks about anything. So the scapegoat is there to relieve all these tension and energy that is not being directed forward, because in narcissistic family there is usually covert communication, a lot of covert communication, a lot of subtle insults, a lot of subtle communication, Usually it is not verbal communication. It is oftentimes you will find that there is a huge lack of communication in all kinds of directions in a narcissistic family. And that's because it's not allowed. It is not allowed in a narcissistic family to address anything wrong, because there is not supposed to be anything wrong. And you know, that is not going to work for a very long time. But usually this is able to work because they have a scapegoat or several scapegoats throughout the family that they can point to and blame for whatever happens in each of those families. So I just wanted to make this video because I wanted to because I see that there is a lot of scapegoats commenting on my videos, people that have dealt with these kind of issues and still do. It is very important to understand that you are responsible for yourself when you grow older, and there is a danger in that many scapegoats will have or start to develop a habit of pointing fingers themselves, like, well, my family did this to me and my family did that to me. And that is, of course, important to address and to figure out. But there is always a level to where that doesn't serve you anymore, and you have to start to look at, you know, yourself in a way. And those people that did that to you are never going to change. Never going to change. It's not going to happen. So I think the most important thing for a scapegoated person to realize is that, you know, just the hope that you ever had of things being good in your family has never, you know, it's never been there. Nothing has ever been there. Your family really did not love you. Otherwise, they would not treat you that way. So the love that you might be searching for, the love that you might hope is there, it is better to just let it go, because it never was there. So you have never really lost anything in the interaction that you had with your family or family members, because a person that loves you will not treat you the way that narcissistic families treat a scapegoat. And I also think it is important to give other people responsibility for their own actions. Not only the narcissist, but also the people around a narcissist, because they are responsible people when they become adults, and they choose how to behave. They choose what to say and not to say. And a lot of people, they give the enablers or the onlookers way too much freedom in that kind of aspect. Like they are not giving those people the responsibility that they should have. And that is not to say that I'm going to tell you what to do or anything. I'm just giving people advice from my own situation and my own history. That's what I do on this channel. So if things might work out with your family members, that is great. But a lot of times it doesn't, and a lot of times it is on the scapegoat's shoulders. You will find that it is you that is well, everything depends on you. And it's also going to be very difficult for people that have been scapegoated to go back and try to make something that never was there happen. And when I say this, I talk about the extended family, because it's going to be very difficult for you to look these people in the eyes and to think that what they did or didn't do was okay to you. If you are able to do that and live with that, and that's going to be a good and constructive relationship for you, then that is fine. But I'm just saying that if it is not, don't put that on yourself. The behavior people chose to give you is their responsibility, not yours. So I guess that's going to be it for this video. Yeah, so thank you for listening in, and have a good day.